We need to talk because Apple just held an event on Tuesday and no one seems to understand the significance of what was announced. Seriously, I don't hear anybody talking about it. So before we get into it, hit the subscribe button and click the bell as we cover your favorite tech and video games. And also stick around because we're announcing the winner of our giveaway at the end of the video. It's the Granted Geek Show. Okay, so let's start with this. Let me put this up on the screen. Do you see it? Not yet? Okay, follow me. So let's start with the iPad Pro. It's always been an interesting device, right? They were touting it as a laptop replacement, but it never seemed to fit quite comfortably in either the tablet or the laptop category. Even with the A12 Bionic chip, it really was beating and competing with i7 Intel processors, which we know are kind of the slouches today. But it was showing that it was so capable as a professional use device. Now, anybody who's used an iPad Pro for any significant length of time for professional work knows the main issue with it is not the hardware, but the software. Okay, let me put this up again. Not too clear on it yet? That's okay. Follow me. So there were professional applications like DaVinci Resolve, Logic Pro 10, Final Cut, all the desktop class applications that were still not able to run on the iPad. And a lot of developers were beginning to make their transition so that their apps could run on the iPad. Like we saw with Adobe, they were very forward thinking with it, creating full-fledged Photoshop and announcing that they would be creating the entire Adobe suite for the iPad because they recognized the power that the iPad had. Let me tell you this. Everyone recognized the power that the iPad had, but it was a question of when and where to implement your applications on the device. There were RAM constraints, there were storage constraints, data transfer constraints, all of those things that kind of kept it from truly being a powerhouse laptop replacement, but still made it the best creme de la creme tablet that you could really get anywhere. Okay, now I think you get it. The brand new iPad starts at 8 gigs of RAM, goes all the way up to 16 for the 1 terabyte and above models. Data transfer speeds are going to be mind-blowing with the new Thunderbolt and USB 4, and they just did this for kicks and giggles. The Pro Display XDR, and arguably a better display than the Pro Display XDR, with new mini LED technology on an Ultra HD display. You getting it yet? The hardware has to be there first to support the software, and the iPad Pro is now perfectly poised to take on desktop applications, and it's coming this year. WWDC 2021, we're going to see the new iPad OS, and I can almost give you a Granted Geek guarantee that it is going to be revamped and powerful like we've never seen. I'm talking Final Cut Pro, I'm talking Logic 10, possibly DaVinci porting it over. Think about what they did by just putting the M1 in the device. They got rid of so many constraints in terms of coding. Now the only thing holding it back is interface. How will it work with touch? They kind of get around that by adding Thunderbolt, allowing you to add peripherals, keyboard and mouse, external display, to kind of get around using a touch interface. And now the code basically works because all of this stuff, most of these desktop apps already work on the M1 Mac Mini, M1 MacBook Air, M1 MacBook Pro, now even the M1 iMac. So the iPad has just been exploded in terms of applications it now supports. The only question, like I said, is how will the user interface adapt to a touch input? It's insane, but really, nobody's talking about it. They're saying, oh, well, the iPad Pro was kind of confusing this year. It's a little weird. Guys, the writing is on the wall. Do you not see this coming? So many Apple leakers have talked about Final Cut Pro and Logic Pro 10 coming to the iPad. The specs on this device absolutely confirm that this is where Apple is going, and it is going to change the computer industry. It's going to change the way that we use computers. For instance, being able to dock your iPad down when you want a desktop that has an M1 chip in it as powerful as the iMac, or very nearly as powerful as the iMac. MaxTech did a video showing that the performance on the M1 for the iPad may not be quite as powerful, although very close, and that's due to temperature constraints and stuff like that, but still very, very capable, certainly better than an i7 Intel processor iPad, and then being able to just take it off of a dock or a USB-C dock and use it as a stupidly powerful tablet. I mean, this thing is going to absolutely crush any of the movies and drawing and any of the other things that you would regularly do with a tablet. But now this is a bona fide powerhouse workstation tablet. Did we even need that? Who knows? I know that I want it, and I'll be ordering it as soon as it becomes available on the 30th. It'll be probably getting there shortly thereafter, a couple weeks after, sometime in May. So if you want to stick around to see that unboxing, I've actually already packed up the M1 Mac Mini, and I'll be ordering the oh shoot, I almost dropped it. I'll be doing an iPad only workflow. In fact, the video that you're watching now is edited on the iPad Pro 2nd generation. So this is going to be my upgraded device, and we'll see how it goes. I'm going to try and do an all iPad workflow. And without further ado, let's get to the announcement of the winner of our audio interface giveaway. So the winner of our audio interface giveaway is Toppin Gower. Sorry if I butchered your name, but I'll put it somewhere here on the screen so that you know who you are. And be sure to reach out to contact@ladequenteledger.com. That way we can get your shipping information and get that interface sent out to you as soon as possible. If you're looking for something else to watch, click here and here for more of my Apple coverage, as well as some Audio Interface Pro audio videos that I've done. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe as I cover more Apple stuff, and obviously you don't want to miss when I do my iPad only workflow. So be sure to stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching. As always, it's the Granite Geek Show.